Okay. Good evening and welcome to Saturday night number 65 of the Speaker Club. It's become a habit now. I start practicing every day night whenever it's 9 o'clock. I start practicing. Welcome to Saturday night, Saturday night, Saturday night. Obviously, after 65 sessions, it's expected that it becomes a part of you. And that's how this beautiful family that we have built over here, the wonderful people that keep coming in. Thank you for the love that you keep coming in. And it's a great experience to have each one of you all every Saturday night back on this platform. So today's session is kind of an extension or a extended version of what we had last week, one segment of it. The segment that we talked about last week was about how it is important to find where your trance is, something that you can feel lost in, something that you can feel engaged in, something where you can find pure love for your own life in whatever things that you do. That is something that we are going to do as an extension in this session today. The entire session will be led by two wonderful people who are going to be the host for tonight's session. I'll be introducing them in the meantime. So the session is going to be about hobbies. Each one of us, since our childhood, have had different kinds of hobbies at different times. And I'm sure each one of you all have very fond memories of the hobbies that you have and the kind of memories that you have created from pursuing those hobbies as an individual or as a group, or however you have pursued those hobbies. It's been a wonderful experience too. When I look back at my memories of hobbies, it makes me always smile for what it was and what it did to me more than what I did as a hobby. So that's about hobbies from my end. So please join me in welcoming the two hosts we have for the session today. The two people that we have: first, Rabia Mahesh. She's a lecturer in English from Kamala Nehru Polytechnic College for Women. She has a total experience of over 23 years in teaching in intermediate and graduation students. And I would want to add further to that of what she has shared as an introduction, that she's a part of Living Life and the Speak Up Club from the time immemorial. So please join me in welcoming Rabia Mahesh.
Thank you so much.
And let me introduce the second host that we have for tonight's session, Uma Natraj, another person who's been a regular, who's been or become a part of a family over the last 65 sessions that we have had now. She's a teacher with 30 years of experience in teaching field. She's a spoken English trainer. She's an active Toastmaster too. Her hobbies are stamp collecting, singing, reading books, gardening, making handmade greeting cards, scrapbooks, etc. She's a part of Living Life again since the beginning of this journey that we have had at the Speak Up Club. So please join me in welcoming both the wonderful ladies who are the hosts for tonight. With that, I give it over the stage to you.
Thank you, Rahul sir. Good evening, friends. They say an apple a day keeps a doctor away. A hobby a day keeps our doldrums away. So it removes our boredom, frustration whenever you have a hobby. I'm sure you'll agree with this. So let us see, what is a hobby? A hobby can be defined as an interest which we pursue for relaxation or for fun, and it is not our main occupation, is it not? So when we see the origin of the word hobby, it is found that the origin was as far as late as 13th century. The word hobby was referred to a small horse or pony, and it later came to describe a toy horse or a hobby horse. And it is from this word that the meaning of the favorite pastime, hobby, has originated. How interesting, is it not? So a hobby is something that you do for fun and not for money. And you typically do it fairly at regular intervals. For example, my hobby is stamp collecting, and I love to listen to music and also sing. And I got the habit of making scrapbooks when I was young from my father. And similarly, stamp collecting too. I'll speak about it later. But I want to know, what are your different hobbies? So let me start with Akanksha. Akanksha, can you tell me what is your hobby or hobbies and why do you like them?
Good evening, everyone. This is Akanksha. My favorite hobbies would be, first is reading books, of course. I actually enjoy reading books a lot, considering they take me to a completely different dimension. They give you a whole new perspective to think about, like the world way. So that's why I can say my favorite genre is fiction, because it helps me, learn about new things, how new perspectives can be, how the world can be in a different way. And also another hobby I would like to say is about teaching or explaining things to everyone. It actually helps me a lot in understanding the concepts better, because rather than revising again, it would be easier to understand while you're explaining it to someone else any concept. So teaching or any explaining kind of thing would be another hobby of mine.
Wonderful. So it sounds interesting. Very nice. Okay, let me ask Shreya, what is your favorite hobby or hobbies and why do you like them?
I have two hobbies and many more, but I use this both very frequently. First one is dance. It leaves my stress out, and I feel happy when I dance. And it's like a workout also, so I do dance. And listening to songs is also one of my hobby, because I love singing, and while dancing also music will be there. So I love listening songs and dancing.
Wonderful. So it relieves your stress, no? Hobbies relieve your stress and keeps you happy also. Very
Yes.
nice. Okay. So let me ask Sri Krishna, what are your favorite hobbies and why do you like them?
So my hobbies is one hobby is I love to listen to songs, and another hobby is I like to explore more about stock market. See, since in my earlier session I told that I do some investing. So the thing is, I like to explore new terms about it, and I get a good amount of financial knowledge. So I like it. I do it pretty much on an everyday basis. I learn new concepts in stock market.
Okay, interesting. So we can learn something from you one of these days. Good. Okay. Let me ask Manisha, what is your favorite hobby? You have yeah.
One of my favorite hobbies to listening to music. It relieves all my stress and makes me forget all the problems. And another one is to dance. I love dancing. It makes me happy.
Okay. So any other hobby you have, like collecting coins or stamps?
No, only these two hobbies.
Okay, okay. Good, good. Okay. Let me ask. I request everyone to switch on their videos. Now I realize how important it is to switch on your, because whenever Rahul sir used to say, I used to feel, why is he telling that? But now when you have to speak to blank screens, you really feel very odd. No? So I want everyone to switch on your videos, please. Okay, let me ask Rabia ma'am. What are your favorite hobbies, ma'am? Or what are your hobbies?
Okay, ma'am, my favorite hobbies are actually, you can call me to be a WhatsApp girl, like something. These days, especially off late, I started off having a habit of watching on me, skip on seeing to the screen of WhatsApp, searching for the status of the people. I just read out the way they put up the status, and also their DP. I do look up at, and the quotes. Those are the main things I generally go for, because that is my passion, that is my hobby, I can say. I love to read beautiful quotes which are very close to life and gives a reflection, a way for us to feel ourselves to get inspired by. So that is one of my hobbies. Apart from that, listening to music and then watching some meaningful, like what you can call it, to be a melodramatic kind of movies, that is also my hobby. And that's it, I can say. Thank you.
So the WhatsApp watching should not become an addiction, because sometimes
It's almost like from the day starts with and ends with the same. It's become like a
Okay.
hobby, an obsession, a kind of an addiction also. I
Okay,
just explore it to see what the status have been put up by different people, as well the quotes what they put up, that inspire me a lot, and I love to read that.
good, good. That's a nice one.
Thank you.
collections. I liked it. Okay, let me ask Prarthana ma'am. Are you there, ma'am?
Hello, ma'am. I'm here. I'm extremely sorry
Yeah.
I joined a little late, but ma'am, I was so impressed the way you started this journey. Like you were sharing about hobby and its meaning. I was quite impressed the way you have shared. So I'm sorry today I can't keep my video on. I just now I came because in a busy schedule. I'm so
That's
sorry
okay.
for that matter. So
Yeah.
when it comes to hobby, I mean to say, if I say cooking, it's by default, every lady has to cook. You would not consider it as a hobby, but out of my busy schedule, when I tell in my school that I do cook and come to school, people get surprised. Pratham, where do you get that much time? Because all of them have their cooks at home. But honestly speaking, in my entire career, I have 20 years of experience in my career. I never entertained any cook at my home because I strongly believe that, kitchen is the source of energy for the family. And I never thought that I'm cooking. I always thought that I'm providing energy to my family. So with a beautiful mindset, positive mindset, when you cook and when you enjoy happy and when you are cooking, and that vibrates that positive energy in your family, and your family would start thinking in the same line. So I must say that it's a by default a daily routine for all the ladies, but I enjoy cooking every day when I wake up, when I start cooking, because that's how my kids and even my near and dear relatives, everybody says that Pratna cooks very well, because whatever she cooks, even if it is a simple dal chawal, you just uske haath ka kha lo bas, itna tasty banati hai, because I put in my heart into it, and that I really enjoy. When I'm cooking, I am so happy. That is one thing. Second thing is, as I told you, I am a music lover. Right in the morning, I just on music and then my cooking starts. First gardening, first I'll have my cup of coffee. I sit in my balcony and gardening or just watch my plants. That gives me little relief. That is a hobby or routine, whatever you may call. And then immediately my music starts. Early morning onwards, 7 o'clock onwards, the music will go on, my cooking will go on. I enjoy. I always believe that it activates my neurons and it keeps me on a positive mode. So these three things by default it happens. Weekly once have watching movie with my boys, and more than watching, after watching the movie, discussing on the character, discussing on the director's perspective, discussing on the cinematography, all these elements, that keeps me still motivated and keeps me happy. And every week it's a routine or ritual or hobby, it happens every weekends, on Sunday evening or Saturday night. By default we have to watch one movie together, three of us. And children are very particular. They always try to see that what is mama's favorite style of, like, movies, and they select and they brainstorm, and it takes half an hour for them, because every movie will not will not get entertained, and I can't enjoy all the movies. So they know my taste. According to that, they select and we watch, and later on discussing. It's really, I enjoy it. So these are the four things very close to my heart, and I've not taken it as especially as a hobby, but I put it in practice.
Wonderful, ma'am. So they say that the best way to get into your husband's heart is through his stomach. So I think you have that. You have got heart, and it's a wonderful way. Like whatever thoughts you have, whatever vibrations, when you lovingly cook, that adds to the flavor of the dish. So I have to learn it from you.
Yes, ma'am. Not only reaching to heart, you can even reach to brain of your children also. Yes,
Okay.
their brains also works, because when they enjoy the food, they are happy. When they are happy, everything falls in place. So that is obvious. So I strongly feel that the kitchen is a source of energy. You are the energy provider of the family. You should take pride out of that. You are into that position, giving that energy to the whole family. Even when you are calling guests, if you are in a mood to entertain them, only then invite them for the dinner or lunch or anything. Forcibly under pressure, never ever do, never ever cook and give anything to anyone. Otherwise, you tell them, okay, we can order from outside and we'll have food, or take them out when you are not in a position, but when you are cooking and providing food from your side with so whole heart and soul putting to that, and you are not only serving the food, you are serving that positive vibes to them from your side. So that we always have to remember. Thank you, ma'am.
Prathana ma'am, so hats off to you. I can say I'm just the opposite of what you said to me. I'm a Swiggy girl. I never entered the kitchen all my life through. My mommy
Oh,
used to give me food as morsels even when I was completing my PG, even if once I became a lecturer, even then till I had my own baby. From till then, mama used to feed me.
okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And if ever I used to enter kitchen, she used to say, Beta main hu na, you don't worry about it. And now I can feel that her absence is felt a lot. Besides that, now I feel too much of pampering is not good for anyone. So now I'm learning the lesson. Now I try to teach my daughter who is just 12, and I'm just planning the first thing I have to do is as what you are doing, I want her to be the same.
Shall I
So
tell you one thing, Rabia? The beauty
yes,
thing, beauty is what I have noticed, because out of all the sessions when I'm attending, you are
yes,
very genuine, whatever it's there, you are very honest and very genuine.
yes.
And that is that. See, don't take it as that, that's the wrong thing or right thing, nothing.
Oh, that's
You are
good.
a beautiful soul. You tell very honestly and genuinely, you put across whatever it is there. I am really impressed the way you put across
Thanks,
your
ma'am.
things. So that is also one good thing your daughter is going to learn out from you, and
Yes.
how to be very simple, light-headed, and very genuine. These are your
Thank you.
qualities. Don't have to crave for everything in the world. We are
Yes,
best in our own unique way. That's it.
thanks, ma'am. Thanks. And ever if you're going to start any cooking classes, please let me know. I can send my daughter to you.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm not such a, I'm not going to cook anything out of the way. Like, I'm not that specialist or something. Just daily routine food. I mean to say, दाल चावल सब्जी जो भी बना रहे हो आप घर में, बस इतना समझ के बनाओ. You are the energy provider, and with happiness when you cook, that vibes will pass on.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes. This is a good tip I got. Thank you.
Let's move on to
Umang,
Sadi sir.
Umang,
Yeah.
continue.
Yeah. I want to ask Sadi sir, what is your hobby? Are you there, sir?
Yes, ma'am. It's a very strange. I love washing dishes. It gives me a lot of pleasure. Early morning, in the morning, the first thing I do that, after prayers and everything, I wash dishes in the wash basin there in the kitchen. And I love that. It gives me a lot of satisfaction. It's very strange. And sometimes I fight with my wife as well as my daughters. Sometimes they do it instead of me doing that. That's one thing. And regular other things, I do yoga, and I read, I listen to music. Sometimes I sing, I listen to songs also. That's it, man. But this thing, dishwashing, I do it every day, regularly.
Umang, you're on mute.
Yeah. So interesting to hear about that, Sadi sir. Your wife is very lucky, I should say.
But I do it for myself because I don't know why. I enjoy that. I enjoy doing that. It gives me a sense of satisfaction and achievement. I can see.
So we have interesting hobbies from all sides. So let me just hand it over to Rabia for the further questions.
Okay. Thank you, Uma ma'am. So as we are continuing with, is everything fine? No? Am I audible? Yeah. So as we are continuing with our hobbies and we are sharing our own thoughts and perspectives related to that itself. So a little further, if I have to ask a general question to one and all, that what makes hobbies important for us? As I can say about myself, like hobbies gives us an opportunity to enhance our life, or it is something which refocus your mind onto something, or you can say that gives you enjoyment. You feel a kind of feeling that you have done with something which is satisfactory, which is something a stress booster, you can say buster. You just comes out with something which you want to do it naturally. That is nothing to mix up with anything. and you can just brush aside all your worries and problems aside when you are into your hobbies. So what makes hobbies important actually? It's an open mic session. Whoever is willing to can answer. If I'm not going to mention the names in particular as such, please feel free to share your thoughts. Akanksha, would you like to? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So I think one word for hobbies would perfectly fit is solace, because solace is like something where you find happiness even when you're sad and all. So hobbies give you that. Maybe you may not or may not make it into a profession, but that's where you find your happiness. Like the light in your darkest times, you can call it. That's what hobbies are for me.
Yes, exactly. Good. Well said. Manisha, would you like to add something? Do you want to?
I don't have anything to say.
Okay, fine. Shreya?
Pragya is saying something.
Yeah, please say.
Yeah, Rabia. So, how I take hobbies is that, sorry, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Please
Yeah.
go ahead.
So, ये मैम कहाँ से आ गया?
अच्छा, Pragya is there. I thought
मैं हूँ मैं.
होस्ट बन गई, मैम बन गई.
Pratna ma'am समझी मैं. Okay, no problem.
Okay,
Please
Pragya,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
So, how I take hobbies is that,
You just came like Pragya just came in as if मैं हूँ ना.
Okay. So how I take hobbies, even when I understand my hobbies, it is that you have three different segments of your life, and your hobbies should be divided in that. That's how I do it. So one is something which gives me peace of mind. One thing which gives me the comfort of soul, and one thing which gives something which my body, feels better with, energetic or better or something. Although of late, from last many years, I have not been able to follow all of it. But these are the three things which your hobbies should be giving you: something for your mind, something for your body, and something for your soul. That's where you complete your list of hobbies.
Just would like to add over here. The thing with hobbies, from what I've seen personally, is that unlike what you mentioned, Rabbi, right now, with regarding to it being focused, it being something which requires effort, I see hobbies as the other way. I see hobbies as something which can lighten you up. They don't require something like a focus. A conscious focus is not required. From what I see,
something which you enjoy doing it.
Yeah, it comes naturally to you, where you are engaged and yet you're not making an effort to be engaged. And that is where hobbies become very important, that they help you in kind of de-stressing the entire environment. So even if you're pursuing your hobby for 15 minutes or half an hour a day, it can become like a source to bursting or stress bursting all the heat up or pent up energy which is there within us, which has been drained out. This can act as a good energizer back for your own day or the day ahead. So that's how I see hobby acting as.
Exactly.
So true. Rahul, adding and on to that, see, I think you might have read this quotation as Rabia. You're also so fond of reading quotations and all. You might have seen this message also, WhatsApp message, where it has given that in a cup, if you fill that cup with the tea, and if somebody would be like, hitting that cup, or if it is because of anything, if you are just, spilling that liquid in that cup, whatever it is, if it is a coffee, tea, or juice, whatever it may be, then what is it's containing? Like if the cup is filled with coffee, only coffee would be spilling out of that cup. If it is filled with tea, then it is only tea would be spilling out of that cup. And if your cup is filled with the negativity, and only negativity is going to spill out of that cup. That is your responsibility to fill your cup with the positivity. And these hobbies will help you to fill your cup with positivity. If you consciously find your happiness, where are you getting your happiness? Which hobby is giving you that happiness? You have to put in efforts to take out your time, enjoy yourself, dwell into that activity, dwell into that mode of things, and then fill your cup with the positivity and happiness. And because of that, even if something happens, and even if you come across with some people and in any environment where you are, you would be spilling only positivity, no negativity. So that is very important to find out your happiness, find out your hobbies, get involved in this, spend some time in your hobbies.
Just to add
True,
to that
ma'am.
point, what Pratha mentioned, when you talk about what you're spilling out, I've always thought of it in this way, wherein if you have a glass of water and you're making a lemonade, nimbu pani, what do you do if you have spilled extra lemon in a glass of water?
Add more water.
This is
Add
what
sugar.
the lemonade does to our life. When we have a lemonade, when we are making negativity and all those environments or the stress, whatever you want to call, I'm not talking anything as only negative. When there's a stress in your life, when there's too much of pressure in your life, when there's so many events happening in your life, what you need to do is add that pinch of extra either sugar or extra water, which is your hobby, where the power or the impact of all these things which is happening can diffuse.
Yeah,
That's what
you
habit
get
does.
also.
Yeah, Pragya.
One thing which I used to listen it from one of my loved ones. She always used to say that we have a, like in Hindi she used to talk, and she said that there is a thing called Aadhaar, which we, like a kind of a base of our life that we all have, right? And these hobbies, whenever we are away from that Aadhaar or that base, what these hobbies do is to get us back to that state of trance tranquility, and a space wherein you feel a calm which you feel nowhere else. Even if you do that hobby for 10 minutes, it will still give you that feeling from inside, will connect you to inside, or it will give that trance that you would enjoy. And for that moment, for those minutes, you forget everything happening around you, you just focus there. So
Yes,
that's what these hobbies do to us.
yes, very true.
Interesting. Rabia, continue.
Yeah. So the next question goes on to one and all the same way, like, why do we need hobbies? Having hobby that we enjoy, it brings us joy. We know it enriches our life. We also know that we are fortunate to have hobbies which are from different sources. We get it. Like these days, you can have entire website which is devoted for hobbies and interest of the people around the world. So according to you, I just would like to know, why do we need hobbies?
Request.
Hobbies are a part of our life, we know very well, but why do we need hobbies?
We have a lot of new people. Akshita, Sakshi, Mohit, if you can just unmute and respond.
Rashmi ma'am, would you like to share
Rashmi
it?
is also there. Last week. Rashmi?
Rashmi ma'am, can you please?
There's only Rashmi Sahai today. There's no Rashmi Mane.
Okay. I was waiting for Rashmi ma'am actually.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, my hobbies keep me sane. I love to do something or the other which I like put in as a hobby. But as you said, sir, Rahul sir, that it is something which comes effortlessly. Like I love gardening and I love cleaning my place. I like everything spick and span. So that is naturally coming to me. So I love pursuing those hobbies wherever I am. So it keeps me happy. It keeps me sane.
Okay.
Thank you, Rabia ma'am.
Thank you. Uma ma'am, would you like to share your views on that? Like, why do we need hobbies?
Yeah, it's a great stress buster, like many of them said, and it gives you joy and peace and happiness. And just like Pragya said, you go back to your state of equilibrium. Like whenever you have a hobby and it recharges you, it brings you back to take up which you don't like. So when you do something which you like, it charges you to do something which you don't like. So I think hobbies give you some enthusiasm, they give you joy, and it helps you to move further. And you learn a lot also from your hobbies.
Shri Krishna, would you like? Thank you, ma'am. Shri Krishna, would you like to say something about it?
Yes, ma'am. I think I would like to add for what Uma ma'am said. It is very useful for habit building. Like for example, I have the habit of doing cycling. So what I do is after doing cycling, I come home and listen to songs for minimum 10 minutes to minimum. I will listen to songs. So that way I literally don't like cycling, by the way. So for physical activity, I feel that since I reward myself in that way, it gives me more motivation to do cycling daily.
Okay, thank you. Yes, would you like to please say something?
Yeah.
Yes,
Hobbies
please
that
go ahead.
we should have hobbies that we enjoy brings us joy and enriches our lives.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Now I'll give over to Uma ma'am for the further next questions to carry on with.
Yeah, thank you, Ravi. So we have heard that many of you have interesting hobbies, but there are some hobbies which we started when we were young and we have given up as we grow old. No, like for example, stamp collecting was a very interesting hobby when I was young. How did it start? My father used to encourage me when maybe I was in 6 years old. We had a colony of friends, and he used to tell, if you get within the first 5 ranks, whoever is going to get the 5th rank will get around 100 stamps. The person who gets 4th rank will get 75 stamps. And he used to just encourage us like that. So we were really interested to collect these stamps. We were fascinated with the different colored. Those days we used to get the India stamps in different colors and the thematic stamps. And he had his own collection. And after that, after some time, I lost interest in stamp collecting. And then suddenly, now that I have time, I have renewed that habit. And I find it very interesting. And when my son was born, I even taught him how to collect stamps. And then he even gave a talk in All India Radio about stamp collecting. So you learn a lot about stamps, like what are the different currencies of different countries, and then when was the first stamp invented. You can have different thematic collections of stamps too. So many things you learn from a hobby. Do you have any hobbies which you had in your childhood and which you would like to pursue now? You must have given it up. So any of you who have such hobbies and you want to restart it again, you can just speak about that. Anyone?
When I was small, I was like, I did
You are small now.
many drawings.
Shreya, you are yet small only.
Yes, sir. In the age like 10 or 10. Yes, sir. I know, sir. When I was younger.
Go ahead, go ahead.
So I would do sketching. Now I need to start it again.
Shreya, I'm sorry, we didn't hear you. Can you come again?
Yeah, the voice was not reachable.
Sir, now am I audible?
Yeah, now you are audible.
When I was younger, I used to do sketching, and now it's like I stopped sketching. When I sketch also, I feel like, why I'm sketching this? Don't know why. I need to start it again.
Uma, I would like to share. Now that you asked this question, I felt there's something that I used to do in the past. Like it's with the passage of time, there's been little opportunity for that. I used to love driving bikes at night. Not about the speed or the excitement of driving the bike, but just that the fun of going around on the bike without any destination in mind and just enjoying driving that bike on the empty roads was something which I loved. With the passage of time, obviously with many things and responsibilities and lack of time, I would say, I've lost that. And now that you asked that, I think it reminds me that it's something that I would like to restart and start enjoying those times. Even like up until very recently, I used to do that, but it was I used to, now I get far lesser time to do that. But I think I will start that. Thank you for asking that question.
Very interesting, Rahul sir. Have you done it recently? Have you started it of late?
Not yet, not yet. But yes, when with the COVID and all those things, the only thing, once the COVID was a little bit before the second wave began, I would say, yeah, I've had my times where I used to just take the keys at night 11:30 and just go drive, go on a long ride. Long ride need not be about the kilometers I'm going, but just that I used to get out from my house, go towards High-Tech City, Durgam Cheru, just take a round and just come like that. So I used to really enjoy that thing.
Good, wonderful. So I would just like to show some of my stamp collection. So I have different national leaders and thematic stamps.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful.
Beautiful, ma'am. And you preserved it so well.
Preserved it. That's what I was about to say. That look at the way she is taking pride of her work and preserving it. Good.
And these are handmade greeting cards. So I used to make them earlier, and now I started it again. So it gives me a lot of joy. And whenever you are creative, you feel joyful. Something which comes from inside. Maybe you're connected with the creator. I don't know what you get a different kind of feeling, like how Pratana ma'am said, when she cooks, she gives all her 100% there with a lot of joy. So same thing happens to me whenever I paint or make greeting cards. And when you give something to somebody unconditionally, nowadays Archie's cards are there, but when you make your card on your own,
handmade cards have its own speciality, you can say.
Yes. So over to you, Rabia ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. So as in my view, I can say the most important matter is not how much time we intend to spend on our hobby. Okay, it's all about the matter of joy, matter of satisfaction, and the experimental feelings what we get when we go in a flow of it means doing our hobbies as such. So it gives you a kind of pleasure, you can say. It gives you a break from the routine life. It gives you distracted from the worries and problems what you have with you, at least to that period of time where when you are involved in your own hobbies as such. So I just would like to ask that how much is the ideal time for you to spend on hobbies? We all are binded by time, and we know very well that time is fleeting like anything. But still then, to get hold of something or the other, then how much time would you like to spend on your hobbies? Or is there any time restrictions are there, or else just you go ahead with anything as you wish to, as long as you wish to? So anybody would like to say about it, that how much time is the ideal time for hobbies? Yes, everyone is occupied by so many other things and responsibilities. As such, keeping in mind, I just would like to know that how much time do we spend on hobbies?
Subhadra ma'am is replying.
Yeah.
At my age,
Please.
I've got all the time. So I can spend about 10 hours on doing something or less than that. It's up to me. But idea for a small school-going children like, Akanksha, she has to restrict herself depending upon the exams and so many other things. But people, professional people who are working, they have so many things in their life. If they are ladies, they need to cook and then they need to take care of the family and so many other things are there. So ideally, maybe 1 or 2 hours a week or something, that would be great.
That's exactly, because you are the queen of your kingdom, so you have just ruled over it, you can say. All is yours.
Yeah, I can do.
Yes,
I sometimes crazily I work for about 10 hours, sometimes more than that, in whatever passion I'm involved with at that time.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And as what you have given an opinion about the others, that we are having restrictions of times as such, time constraint, we cannot go beyond certain limits, even if we wish to. So we have our own engagements and appointments to finish off with. and deadlines given for us to complete the task as such. So in spite of we feel like doing something, we have to just cut short that time and then devote ourselves for our responsibilities first, then comes our rest of the things. So that is the reason we can say we have to categorize the time accordingly and do it. What did you say, Akanksha? Do you
True,
agree?
ma'am.
Yes.
Totally.
Shreya?
Pragya is raising her hand.
Yeah, Pragya, please tell her.
So Rabia, what I believe is that like this is something which I have tried doing, and I can share my experience. That normally a 45-minute time given to your hobby minimum is where you get that kind of a flow which you're talking about. Because I believe that when we start doing a particular thing, we have to first distract, then connect, and then again get back. These are the three stages which we go through when we are talking or getting into a doing a hobby in a particular day. So what distract is basically not distract but disconnect, I would say rather. Disconnect is something because we have had a schedule for the whole day and now we want to disconnect from that particular part to get your focus and energies on the current hobby which you want to do. By the time you start enjoying, by the time you start doing and enjoying that particular thing, the flow you create, it takes at least 25 to 30 minutes to understand, enjoy, and get that trance stage. And because you know you have to get back to the regular schedules which are there in life, which is a very difficult task. Once you're enjoying something, disconnecting from this particular thing and going back to things probably which we don't even like doing is again itself a task to do, which takes again 5 to 10 minutes to come back to the reality of where we all are. So that's what I understood from my idea of at least 45 minutes has to be spent on any hobby.
Yes.
Shreya,
And
go
this
ahead.
tip, yeah, Shreya, please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. On what Pragya ma'am said, when I touch my tab, I keep on watching. And recently I started Vampire Diaries. So each episode, I wanted to watch only one episode, but the curiosity takes me to another episode also. It goes on. Again, message comes from somebody or other. Again, I remember start writing notes.
Yeah, your
I
thing
would just
of
like
your
to add
duty.
here. I would just
Yeah,
like to
please.
add here from the points that Shubhadra ma'am and Pragya mentioned. One thing that I felt is where you're making a conscious effort to how much time you want to spend. We are not talking of where you are getting time to do things. The approach should be rather reverse. That the more engaged, the more busy you are, the more stressed you are, you have to consciously make an effort to do something which will re-energize you or help you in focusing more on things which you don't like. So in that ways, I would say if there's a hectic schedule or very busy schedule that you're going through and you're feeling very tired, in that sense, I would say even spend more time. And I've always, even in the past, where we talked about a program called as I Am Balanced, there also the logic remains the same. If you are stressed out, if you are in a situation where there's a lot of strain on one element of your life, always remember, you have to give as much importance to the other element, which we're talking about hobbies right now, or this element for you to negate the effect which is there on the stress which is there on one pillar. That is where ideal time on a daily basis, if you have a regular routine scheduled, as Pragya said, anywhere close to 30 to 45 minutes is a good time, wherein at the end of the day, or like Sadi sir at the start of the morning, however, wherever you feel you will need that energy to sustain through the next 24 hours, find that. Else, you could be having days where you're very busy, very hectic. Try to see how you can rebalance your timeline to the other days, maybe a Sunday. That's the reason we have a 5-day week or a 6-day week, so that you get that chance to re-energize and get ready for the next week. So in that sense, ideal time, whatever you want to define, but make sure you have this time. Me and myself programmed last week. The idea was don't have the leftover time for your hobby. Have the time for your hobby and do whatever you want to do with the leftover time. Over to you, Rabia.
Yeah, thank you. That's very true, as what you have just told about Rahul. Actually, two things I have learned from living life, I can say that long ago it was told in one of our sessions by Pragya, saying that keep at least few minutes for yourself throughout the day. Do whatever responsibilities and roles you play for, but at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes, not a matter of time, but keep some time aside for your own self, which can make you feel happy. And that thing, that formula, I can say, when I tried out, it really helped me a lot. Means the stressful day also, if I pass on by, but just for a few minutes, if I give to myself, just to think that way, that this is my time and this is me time, I have to do it whatever I wish to, let be it for a few minutes. So I feel really relaxed after then. And one more thing which I would like to say is the poem I remember, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, which is written by Robert Frost, is the talks about the sense of beauty over sense of duty. So we have too many responsibilities, no doubt about it. But once you get carried away by seeing to the beauty of nature, how you feel like you just get stand still at a place like. So the poet who was passing through the means forest or woods, you can say, he was so fascinated and enchanted to see the beauty of the forest, which was totally covered with snow. And he just stood there for a longer time thinking that I'm the person who is blessed to see such a view, but the owner of the woods is far away somewhere in the village might be, but I'm the one who is a passerby, but still I'm happy to see such a beautiful sight. And when he stood there for a little longer, then the horse of his gives a harness and reminds him that what for the master has stopped here. So that is the way when after he realizes that I have to go before I sleep, and he moves on from that way. So in connection with the same, I could ask anyone to say something related to that, that how our responsibilities are inculcated, I mean the hobbies which are inculcated are being driven by our responsibilities. So is anyone who would like to say something about the same?
Rabia, can you ask the question again?
Yeah, actually, what benefits do we get out of hobbies, you can say as such? What are the benefits of hobbies? Or else you can just say that how our responsibilities make us to be away from our hobbies.
Yes, Akanksha.
This might not be something that you all are expecting, but hobbies actually help me managing time better, or managing time in the sense to postpone everything later and first do what I want to. Because like whenever I find the time, whenever it's like 1 week or 10 days before the submission, I start doing my notes work, or the rest time, the time between that 1 week and 1 week, like maybe we have 1 month or something between the exams, I spend time reading more books, trying out new books, or reading the same old books again. So it also, hobbies help me do work quicker. Like people do 2 months of writing work, I do them in 2 weeks. So it has helped me write my notes quicker and better, I'd say.
Interesting perspective, Akanksha.
Actually, I do the same thing for our MBA assignments. When they give the deadline, I start writing. Tab tak to, no, I will not write now. I will be like that. I will do my hobbies and all. So that for assignments I do. Don't know, I am very lazy to write assignments and all. Assignments means no. Even if you ask me to do presentation, I am ready to do. But assignment, no. That I intentionally delay, and at the last minute, like as Akanksha does it, I write it in jet speed and give it to them.
Interesting.
That's nice. Okay, over to Uma ma'am. Please, would you?
Yeah. Thank you, Rabia. So we have had interesting hobbies, various hobbies like drawing, stamp collecting, music, dance, reading books, gardening, then cooking, crafting, painting, embroidery, tatting, crochet, knitting, then pen friends. I used to have a lot of pen friends when I was young. I used to write letters and make pen friends. And then people have games like sports. And then what, according to research, the scientific benefits of hobbies, they say it relieves your mental stress, your mental health is better, and you're a better person. You have sound health, both physically and mentally, whenever you pursue your hobby. And according to Facebook co-founder and CEO Mark Zuckerberg, he says that having a hobby shows a prospective employer that you have a passion and drive. And if you have noticed in many of the interviews, the popular question is, what are your hobbies? So that many times the interviewers ask the employee, what are your hobbies? It's a favorite question of the employer. So they find out what is your hobby, and then they decide what is your passion and how intense you are with that. No? So, and there are some weird hobbies also. Can any tell me what are your weird hobbies?
Pratna was saying something.
Yeah.
No, ma. Just what I wanted to tell is the continuation of the Rabia's, what she was telling, and moreover, adding on to Ma'am also. As I told, hobbies, when you pursue your hobby, then what happens, your neurons get activated when you are happy. The dopamine hormone would be released and your neurons are very active. So after enjoying your time in your hobby, and when you get back to your work, the work time would be very less. Like what you have to produce over there, you would be providing and producing with much more creativity, and in a very shorter period you are going to complete that task, because you would become more and more innovative with that happy status of mind. If you are not getting involved in your hobby and you are so stressed out and focused only on work, and your brain won't give you those innovative ideas. I have seen practically, I have observed in my children also, children who are very happy-go-lucky type and who spend their time in their hobbies and play and enjoy. And those children are very brilliant and fast and quick enough in grasping the content and giving their creative ideas. At times, even I have noticed when out of stress, I used to find multiple ways, and the children used to come all of a sudden. They used to give a very shortcut method. Why are you struggling, Mama? Why are you breaking your head? This can be done in such a simple manner. Then I used to wonder, why didn't I get this idea? Because we are overstressed. Always keep our mind light and be happy and light-hearted and weighted. So that gives you creativity in your work, innovativeness, and you can complete your task within a short period of time. So that is very much required for this hobbies to be pursued.
Just to add to what Pratna ma'am said and the power of doing that, a very simple activity whenever, if you have done all your preparations and all those things, not when you have not prepared and going and sitting for an exam or an interview, but if everything else has been taken care of, this one simple practice of doing something that you love. Half an hour before the exam, don't catch your books and think that you'll do all the revision of everything that is required to be done in that half an hour and you ace the exam. Rather, if you have done your basic homework, I'm not saying perfection, but if you have done your work well, then rather use that 30 minutes before the exam or before your interview to go about doing something that you love. Because in that way, what happens with the same logic of neurons working and igniting, what will happen is that you will be in a better space to recollect all those things that you know, all those things that you are aware of from your own memory. If you're more stressed out, even the things that you know will be messed up because you are not in a mental space where it can be in a normal time, it can work out for you. So even today, as an example, today, if I have to give any speech, if I have to prepare for any program, whatever is done, it's all done. Half an hour before the session or half an hour before I getting onto a stage, it won't add any value. It will only add to the stress. So go about jumping, phone, whatever you want to do something which you love, you can relax and trust that once you're on that stage, everything will take care of itself. With that trust, when I go every time on that stage, it naturally happens so that I don't mess up. only when that before half an hour I'm in that completely sync that I have to prepare. What is that dialogue? Will I forget? Will I do this? Will I do that? And I'm getting onto stage, I'll for sure mess it up completely. So that's the power that we need to understand of how our body works. When we are in a good space, everything else starts to take care of itself. Uma ma'am.
Yeah, wonderful, sir. So I just wanted to find out whether any of you have heard of some weird hobbies or something unusual. Any unusual hobbies have you heard of? In fact, I could search on Google and find some weird hobbies. For example, they say something called extreme ironing. I didn't know what it is only. It's a hobby, it seems. It's a competitive sport, and it's also known as EI. It consists of ironing clothing in different extreme situations, like while rock climbing and surfing. And there's something called stone skipping. So you take a nice oval stone and you try to make it bounce on water as many times as possible. That is called stone skipping. And something called beetle fighting. So you choose different type of beetles and you leave them to fight against each other. And this was very interesting. And something called tree shaping. This I think many of you must have observed. So it's a very cool hobby in which you trim living trees and other woody plants into artistic shapes or useful structures. So there are various hobbies which are weird and people take interest in that. No? So it was so wonderful listening to all of you about the different hobbies that you have and how we relieve our stress from that. So I just hand it over now to Rahul sir to wrap up the session.
Rahul sir, you're not audible.
I was trying if someone is seeing me also or not. With such two wonderful hosts for the meeting today, I think I wasn't required in the meeting at all in the first place. Thank you for being such a wonderful host and taking the effort to prepare for this wonderful session. Thank you for the interesting insights that you have shared with the research. It shows that it's not just an open mic where you have just come up and asked questions. It talks about the research that you have done, the preparation that you have done. Thank you for doing and taking all the effort and making my work a little easier on one Saturday night. Sadi sir, go ahead.
Excuse me, I just Googled and I found out that I thought that mine is a weird hobby, dishwashing. But let me share it with you. Bill Gates also loves doing that, but he does it at night and I do it in the morning.
Interesting. I was actually coming back to you. The reason some of the very interesting hobbies that we got to know in today's session from everyone, be it Pratna ma'am's cooking to Sadi sir's dishwashing or Akanksha's teaching or anyone else, whatever you have shared, the interesting hobbies that you all have shared talks about how each one of us is so different. We are all so different and find joy in different spaces. I could find it irritating to look at coins or stamps and collecting them. But what I find joy is in something else. That's the reason we say when you talk of a hobby, it is for who you are and what it does to you. And it should make sense to you. That's it. Someone could be laughing at Sadi sir's dishwashing thing, but if it brings joy to him, that's all matters. You have to start focusing on the things that bring joy to you. And like as an extension of last week's session, me and myself, the idea is to have something, be aware of what brings trance to you. What can make you go into that state of trance, and make sure that you make an effort to have an opportunity very often, more often than not, whenever it's possible, to engage in your hobbies. Not only is it just a joyful thing for you, it has other scientific ripple effects on the other facets of your life, which can eventually add a lot of happiness and joy in your life. And everything else will make sense. Everything else will start to find meaning for itself when There's joy in the things that you do. Even the most mundane of works that you do on a regular basis, the things that you crib over, the things that you cry over, the things that you have to do, for everything else, have a hobby that will help you do those things which are a must to do. And still you can start enjoying those things. Like Pratnam said, the rest of the day could be very busy, hectic. You have 100 things to do, which you may dread over with the fact that I don't like them. But life isn't always bed of roses. You have those thorns which you have to walk over. And if you have to find joy, even while walking on those thorns, all you have to do is to make sure you see the rose petals which are spread out and keep engaging in experiencing those rose petals. With that, we come to an end for today's session. Any feedback, anyone would like to share anything? We are open now. Before I close the session.
I would like to thank Rabia ma'am and Uma ma'am for hosting such a nice session. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. We feel happy to have contestants like you all who will share everything, whatever we wish you to say about. And you, when you share your experience, we learn many.
Yeah, Akanksha, go ahead.
So Rabia was good.
Pratna ma'am?
Hi, it's
Rabia, you got on mute suddenly.
Rabia was
Rabia, you got on mute suddenly.
yeah. It's okay, but sessions are going on very informative manner. Rahul, we are really enjoying. You don't believe today I wasn't prepared for the, but immediately I saw your message and I could recollect, oh my God, today we have a session. I have to go and attend this. So I left, as I told you, weekends usually we sit and try to watch movie, and I immediately told my sons that let us postpone it to tomorrow and I have to attend this session. So they were saying that, Mama, you are becoming so particular about this session nowadays. I said, yeah, it is becoming our hobby now to attend this session, these sessions.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, ma'am, that you keep coming every week.
Yeah,
even,
I'm enjoying.
Like you said, it's a time with family, and yet if you're making the effort to come here, we are honored that you keep coming back here. And thank you, Sadi sir, for setting that reminder for the session and joining the session. We are really happy that you're here.
I'm so glad, sir. Thank you. I'll be joining regularly most of the time. Sure.
Looking forward to see you, sir.
Very good. Very good to listen and learn so many things from so many people.
Yeah, Sadi sir is very energetic all the time.
Yes.
Thank you, man.
Thanks to actually Sadi sir that I got introduced to Glendale. That is where our connection worked out. Because Sadi sir invited me as one of the chief guests for the chief judge for one of the LeadFest events and last year, and that has continued this year as well. Thank you, Sadi sir, for that.
This year you were one of our guest lecturers.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very good.
Thank you. Yash, go ahead.
Yeah. When I want to share, and I like to share one thing about me. When I get bored, I like to chant mantras. Basically, I'm a Brahmin. So when I get bored, I like to chant mantras from up to 2 hours. That
very interesting. That's a very interesting practice, I would say. And like they say, every mantra has its own energy. And if you do that as a hobby, that's wonderful practice, I must say.
that is one of my hobby.
Wonderful. Anyone else would like to share any feedback for the session? That's it. I think we are good to close the session for today. So should we have Rabia ma'am, Uma ma'am close the session for today? Yes, Akanksha, go ahead.
I just wanted to say that, Uma ma'am and Rabia ma'am were amazing being the hosts. They did it really well and managing everything too. Because trust me, I was like, I'm not going to do it. You do it, sir, for the last session. That's what I did. And so it was actually, I could learn from the way they were managing, something that can actually comes with experience, I'd say. So it was good to learn. Thank you, Rabia ma'am and Uma ma'am.
Obviously, the experience and the exposure does teach you a lesson, but the point is, it is not limited to that. The point and one very big difference between the session today and the last week's session is that last week's was the inspiration series. there's a different thought behind, and I had to interfere, or I had to also be there as a part of the session, because when you have something like an inspiration series for someone as young as you speaking, not that you don't have the knowledge, just the fact that people willing to listen to you without knowing you becomes a little challenging. And that's where I was there in the picture. And you were also a wonderful host last week. And obviously, Uma ma'am and Rabia and Akanksha, you have been at different points in time for different sessions which you have had. You have been a part of it, and I'm really honored that you take the initiative to be a part of the platform. So with that, let's close. I've shared the feedback link in the chat box. Do take your time. If you can take a minute to share your feedback. In the meantime, I'll just close the session. So, like
Thank
always,
you, Rahul sir, for giving us a chance to be a part of the show. We are always a part of the show, but being like a host, co-host. Thank you.
always a pleasure there. So with that, let me close the session the usual way. Saturday nights have never been this beautiful. For the last 65 Saturday nights now, it's been an honor to be sharing this space with you, listening to your perspectives, sharing our perspectives, and gaining new perspectives. Thank you for the love that you keep coming back every Saturday night. It's an honor, and I look forward to seeing you next Saturday, 9 p.m. again. Have a good night, everyone.